Hi. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. It's been an incredibly long week. So, I got the phone call on Tuesday morning. The OB called me herself to say, hey, just want to let you know there's a few updates. We did get your blood test results in. And I was at 9.5 10 days prior. And then we retested because the bleeding and stuff hasn't slowed down or anything, and the clotting hasn't slowed down. So she retested me. She was like, normally we would never retest this soon, but with what's happening to you, we just need to see if we need to get you like emergent care. So they retested me, and I was at 8.1. So my blood count itself did go down. For a normal woman, you should be between 12 and 16. I'm at 8.1. She said at anywhere in the 7s, they would hospitalize you to put you into, or to get blood transfusion started. She said if at any time, she said you are barely away from being hospitalized. So if at any time you start to black out or get so dizzy you can't balance yourself, even though I'm dizzy and I'm lightheaded and I'm off balance, she knows that I am. She said if it gets worse, I need to go straight to the hospital, and we'll go from there. Then she told me, she was like, so I was like, hey, that's great news. Like, to me, that's great news. Like, the great news is you do not need emergent care right this moment, because I live in America and that kind of stuff can bankrupt you. Just seriously, going to the hospital, having a medical issue happen, can seriously injure your finances. And so I was like, okay. So she also told me that she had somebody who canceled their surgery that was also going to do an outpatient for September 3rd. So she said, I am trying to work with your insurance right now to get you just like replacing this patient who canceled theirs. If not, right now your insurance is looking at possibly the end of September, the beginning of October. And I was like, oh, great. She's like, and I honestly don't think you're going to last that long. She's like, I really don't. I think with the amount of blood you're losing, you're going to end up in the hospital. So I am working to get this done, and we'll know more probably by the end of tomorrow. And I said, okay. Oh, sorry. I have had a headache that will not quit. Like, you guys know I suffer from migraines already. My headache my prophylactic is not even touching this thing. My migraine medication is not working for this. And I'm just like, and they did tell me that the headache, could come and go, like, but it's normal when I'm as severely anemic as I am right now and in need of a blood transfusion. She also told me that for the surgery, she was going to hold some blood for me to get me transfused that day. So I'll have a blood transfusion done that day as well. And then a few days or a week, 2 weeks, I forgot how long she said. However many days after that, then they're going to retest my blood and see if I need to get more iron infusions done or any more blood infusions done. And we'll go from there, because right now I am in need of more iron infusions, but if I continue to bleed the way that I am, like, it might be for nothing. So they don't want to do that. So we're just going to wait. I said, okay. So that's where we're at right now. So I am very grateful to not have to go into the emergency room and to be able to be home. But in the meantime, I just wanted to catch you guys up and let you know what was happening. Another thing is that I decided that I was going to buy myself a couple pajama sets. I'm getting myself 2. Because what I thought was, right now, it's so bad. Anything I'm wearing, I have to have I have to know that if I go outside to do something, when I come home, those bottoms are going to be bled through on. And I'm going to have to wash them out. I'm going to have to rinse them out in the sink before I get them into the washer, you know, that kind of stuff, because it's going to be a tremendous amount of blood. And I already know that. So I try not to leave the house. But even in the house, every single place that I sit, like right now I'm on my work chair, I'm sitting on a towel. On the couch, there's a towel. On my bed, there's a towel. And it's just, it's really hard to like, I know that people are probably thinking like, dude, it's just blood, like get over it. But it's a lot of work when you're exhausted. Like I'm just mentally and physically, emotionally exhausted by everything that's happening. And I have enough energy to do like one thing a day. Yesterday I made dinner. I haven't made dinner in a while. I haven't made lunch. I haven't done anything because I don't have the energy. And like today I had the energy to take a shower. And I called David and I was like, I really need a shower, but I can't do it until you get home because I'm really off balance and I'm really like lightheaded and I'm afraid that I might fall in the shower or I might pass out and there won't be anybody here to like help me or call 911 and I won't be able to do it. So I told him, as soon as you get home, please, I need a shower. Will you please just make sure, like, I'll leave the door open and just make sure, like, you just listen for me. And if you have to call 911, do it. But at least like this, like, I won't be, because I'm afraid to do it alone. And like, if it happened, like right now, if it happened, the likelihood of me having my phone next to me to be able to do that is a lot higher. But in the shower, I'm not going to have my phone near me. And then what? And so it's like, it's really hard and it's really scary to be going through this. And like, I know that it's going to be okay. I know it is. Nobody can tell me that it won't be because I know that it is. But I also know that it's just scary because there's so many unknowns. Like, we don't know what's happening. I know my mom went through something similar. And when it comes to your uterus as a woman, I don't know if many of you know this because I didn't learn this until I was probably like 25, that whatever your mother went through, you're likely to go through. So when your mom started her period, it's probably going to be the same time you're going to start yours. When she goes through menopause, it's probably going to be the same time you start yours. Anything like that, if she had really heavy cycles, you will likely too. If she had easy birthing, you probably will too. And for me, you know, my mom had very heavy cycles. She started her period very early. She was forced into menopause because she had so many fibroids and tumors in her uterus that they told her that the only thing, like, they didn't know if it was cancerous. They didn't know if it was cancerous. They didn't know what it was. They only knew that they told her if she had a baby, birthing the baby may push out the tumors along with the baby, and that would be, you know, something helpful. My mom was like, I'm not having a child just to do that. A few months later, she ended up pregnant. And so we had my little brother. So this was 20 years ago because he's 22 now. So after she had him, she started to have uncontrollable bleeding, like the way that I am. Like, and I've gone 2 separate times in my life where I bled for 6 months straight. But I have never, ever, ever experienced where I'm bleeding the way that I'm bleeding for this amount of time, plus the size and the amount of the blood clots that I'm getting. That's the scary part. Like, that's the part that really, 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 like, really scares me. And they were taking my mom to the hospital, and she was like, She had no color. My mom's darker than I am. My mom had no color at all. Like darker than me. Like at least 2 or 3 shades darker than me. She looked like a ghost. It was scary, you know? And you have to remember, I am 20 years old at this time, maybe 21. I've already, one time in my life, watched my mom essentially pass in front of me. You know, I didn't know that she was going to survive that. And I watched that happen when I was 7, you know, so in my head, I was losing my mom again. And that was terrifying. It was so terrifying. And so I chased the ambulance to the hospital. And once we got there, she was at, you know, again, normal women should be between 12 and 16. And my mom was at 6. She had 6 units of blood in her, or pints of blood, or whatever they call it, in her body. So they were giving her blood transfusions, but she couldn't stop bleeding. And so it was just over and over and over and over. And they're like, we can't just keep giving it to her. She's just bleeding it out as fast as we can give it to her. So they did a DNC. We're hoping that'll help. Really, they were saying she needs a hysterectomy. She needs a hysterectomy right now. But the insurance didn't want to pay for it. And you know how that goes. So they told her, you know, you have to try this first. Or they told the doctors, you have to try this first, and then we'll go from there. So she did that. And then for months, at least another 6 months, this kept happening. She ended up in the hospital another 3 times. And so eventually they gave her the hysterectomy and it all stopped. And then about maybe 15 years later, she started having, you know, where they found that she had a blood disorder. They don't know what it is. To this day, they don't know what it is. She started having to see an oncologist and like all this stuff. And to this day, we don't know what it is. It just, one day her blood levels were fine. They were just normal. But right now that I'm going through this, my mom ended up telling me that she's now having issues again. And it's been a few years since she's had any problems. And she's like, when she gets a bruise, they don't go away. She'll have them for months. And I know with anemia that can happen, but hers, and they look so ugly and they're all over her. And she doesn't know how she's getting them. She's like, I don't know if I'm getting them in my sleep. She's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why they're happening, but she's bruising everywhere. And it's scary. It's very, very scary. And now it's scary to think maybe I'm also going through that too, which, don't get me wrong, it's terrifying to think that my mother has to go through this. And now, you know, I'm not special, so it's not more scary that I have to go through it too. It's just, it is scary that I'm going through this alone because I don't have any family here. You know, I have David and that's it. I have no family here. I have no real support system here. And so, you know, it's hard. It's hard. And I just can't even explain to you just how grateful I am for you guys, because the support that I don't have from my family I get here, and that's just amazing to me. And so when they told me that they were going to be able to do the surgery on the 3rd, I was like, okay. So they told me this on Tuesday, and normally I take my shots on Wednesday. So I was like, okay. I decided to take my shot that day. I said I'm going to do it a day early because it'll be at least 2 full weeks just in case they tell me I can't take my shot anymore until after the surgery. So I took it Tuesday. And then when I knew that I was going to talk to the nurse the next day, and then I completely forgot to ask. And I was like, huh. So then I talked to her again today, and they're closed Friday. So I called again today and I was like, I'm so sorry to keep bothering you guys, but I just need to know, because I've heard that, you know, going under anesthesia, you need to stop the Mounjaro anywhere between like a week and 2 weeks ahead of time. Otherwise they'll cancel the surgery, and I don't want that to happen. So I normally take them on Wednesday. I did take it that Tuesday when I spoke to her, just in case, because at that time we didn't know if we were going to be able to secure that spot. But we ended up securing it the very next day. Or they called me to tell me that it was secured the next day. So I said, and it just slipped my mind to ask, So what do I do? I left a message and I was like, I don't know what to do, because I don't want to have to postpone it. I don't want to have to cancel it, because I took it without knowing. And so they called me back and said, that was a great question. We're really glad you brought that up. Although my doctor, this is my OBGYN, who does not prescribe it to me, although she did offer. I had literally just gotten the prescription the week before for my PCP. And so she does know that I take it. And she was like, we would have gone over all of this stuff on your pre-op, but your pre-op appointment is only 6 days before my surgery, because everything is so last minute. And so it wouldn't have been enough time. So good thing I did ask. So they said Saturday's the last day I can take it. So I'm going to take next week's injection this Saturday. And yeah, I don't know. So I just want to let you guys know that the week of Labor Day, is it Labor Day? I'm not going to post a video, probably. I'm just going to come and say I am not posting a video. And if I do post one, fabulous, but I doubt it. I doubt I'm going to do that, because I'm just under a lot of mental and emotional strain and like, honestly, just heartache right now. It's so hard to get so many diagnoses so close together, and so many health concerns so close together. And it's very, very concerning and scary. And right now I'm dealing with the concern and the scary. And I don't know that I will have it in me mentally to be able to do that week. So I'm just letting you know now, just in case, that I do not plan to post a video that week. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I just wanted to give you guys a head. I think I completely forgot I was telling you guys about pajamas. I ordered me 2 pairs of pajamas so that I could be comfortable for the surgery. And I figured, just in case I bleed through the first pair on the way there, I bought a second pair just in case. So they're being delivered tomorrow. And you know what the funny thing is? I have been buying, like a pair of shorts here, a dress there, stuff like that slowly, because although I've lost 140 plus pounds, I'm still in the same size. Like, I have not changed any of my clothing. They're the exact same size. So, I mean, they're fitting better, but they're the exact same thing. I have not changed one single size. And so they fit fine. They don't fall off. They don't nothing. They probably don't look that great, but I'm not rich. I can't just keep buying clothes all the time. But I have been buying, a piece here, a piece there. And I've been doing it like a size smaller. The thing is that they're all slowly coming and stuff, but I can't put any on to try them because I'm terrified to bleed through on them. And I'm like, I'm losing my mind a little bit, you guys. So I'm gonna let you go, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm still home. I haven't had to go to the hospital. And I did get my surgery scheduled, and my doctor part is going to cost me $500. I don't know what the outpatient part is going to cost me. They haven't called me. My OB keeps telling me that the outpatient center is going to call me to go over the cost, but they haven't called me. And I'm like, okay, they've been saying that since they started talking about scheduling this. And I'm like, okay. But I just want to give you digital hugs, and I just want to hear all about how your week has been and how you guys are doing, whether you're, having struggles or things to celebrate, non-scale victories, scale victories, anything you guys want to talk about. You already know I love to hear about it, and I would love to support you through it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you soon. Bye.